Hello, welcome back to the One More Turn Games booth here at Gen Con, where we're looking at our first ever physical prototype of Ascendancy Underworld, right now launching on Kickstarter. We're going to be looking into some brand new house content. Before we look at House Lionhart specifically, I want to speak to the fact that these two new houses have obviously benefited from all of the design, development, and feedback that our original four houses didn't get to benefit from. So looking first at the first cunning tree in House Lionhart with the theater and the way of the bard. We're going to have a great look into what's different now in the new design philosophy versus the original four houses. And that is, the original four houses, like House Rasputin, had what I'll call soft theming between the different trees, where yes, House Rasputin is sneaky, they deal in poisons and trickery, but there wasn't exactly a strong mechanical theme to each individual tree. And that's exactly what we're changing with the introduction of our new houses, and as well that we're updating with the old houses when you get into Ascendancy Underworld. So the way of the bard and the theater care about quests. When you build your theater and you establish it in the Frontier District, you'll see that the effect is letting you interact with quests in a new, interesting way by putting a bonus reward on them. And thematically, this is representing maybe you're not literally accomplishing the quest and you're more doing it for fun and performatively, you know, like a theater. And relevantly, when you unlock your first technology slot and you put your knowledge resource cube in there, you now get an interesting binary decision for your first two Tier 1 technology cards in the white cunning tree. And this is exactly the kind of new tech mapping that we want to use for all of the houses. So you could choose rehearsal, which is kind of going to encourage you to continue down that path with quests, to use your theater building for quests, to engage more with quests. Or if you don't care about quests, but still you built this theater and you did invest one knowledge in it, you might instead go for elaborate costume. This is still going to provide you with a benefit. You get an awesome new equipment card that you can attach to your bard or to any other champion that you have in your arsenal. But crucially, it is also giving you +1 to your intellect score. That's now giving you a good reason to go into a different tree. So if you care about this tree, you might go deeper. If you don't, you might choose a different tech, and then that's going to encourage you to go down a different tree. You can choose to go deeper with one of your A/B decision points, or if you already invested but you don't want to go deeper, you now have a good excuse and a good out to go into a different tree. And that kind of distilled A/B decision is exactly the kind of updated design map that we're trying to implement for all the houses, new and old. So now that we talked about the way of the bard and the overall design philosophy for the tech mapping, let's go deeper into each of the available trees for House Lionhart specifically. The way of the guardian and the cathedral, reductively speaking, cares about the brand new status effect Blessed. When you build the cathedral and establish it here in the supply, you now have both a new good healing spot and a new way to inflict the Blessed status effect on cards you or anybody controls. Bless, nice and simple, reduces the upkeep cost of a card. And inside of the Way of the Guardian tree, we have the same kind of tech mapping where you're either encouraged to continue to care about Blessed, or you're given a good out to look into a different tree. And Blessed, additionally, is not just going to reduce your upkeep, because a lot of cards and technologies are going to reference Blessed as a flag and say if something is blessed, you get some other good bonus. House Lionhart are not just benevolent helpers who are trying to spread blessings and heal. They are also maybe a little bit culty, as evidenced by the Way of the Inquisitor and the Inquisitorium building. So when you build the Inquisitorium, you now have a new source of peek. We're really trying to blow out the peek mechanic with expose, now giving you the ability to not just look at hidden information, but also choose whether or not to publicly reveal it to other players. And we are giving you a lot of new things like hidden roles and other secret information to make this fun and interesting. The Inquisitorium and the Way of the Inquisitor, obviously using the same new system in our tech map, where you have maybe Intelligentsia is giving you a payoff for peeking and exposing things, and alternatively, If you're not interested in going deeper into the Inquisitor tree, you might instead go for Ether Simulacra. Now, other cards you saw were giving you a good reason to go into different trees. This is not giving you a bonus to a different skill to specifically push you elsewhere, but you will notice that all of the base technologies in the other trees have an ability that uses a worker as an action cost. In that tree, and in this tree, and there are many, many more that you'll find. And therefore, if you don't want to go deep on peek and expose, you maybe go in for Ether Simulacra and then have a bunch of fascinating new ways to engage with your monostone activations. So that is our mini dive into the first 3 technology trees, an update for the tech map in general across all houses for House Lionhart. For a deeper look at the Empire tree for House Lionhart, keep following the campaign. Please pledge Underworld. We love you very much. See you soon.